Hello and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream. Today we are taking on the what a lot of people consider to be the most challenging quest in the entire game on Hall of Bjorn. It is the most challenging quest in the entire game, the Battle of Carn Dûm. So it's going to be exciting. Josh, thank you so very much for the subscription with Prime. 10 months. How awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Carn Dûm. I am pumped. This is gonna be a tough scenario. There's a lot going on. Basically, there's gonna be a lot of shadow cards everywhere. So I guess like we're gonna build a deck. We're gonna try it out. I think our scoop counter today is gonna get a lot of use. We can count how many times it's gonna take us to beat this game. But I mean, really, it's only 30 quest points. How hard could it be, right? 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 Alrighty, so I guess like hey Scorch, how's it going? Good day. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. It's a good day. It's a little gloomy where I am at, but I hope that it is a nice weekend for all of y'all. I desperately want to see this unboxing. We got to make it happen. Okay, yeah. Oh, that is true. If we beat this game, if we beat this quest, and I honestly did not even grab the next box, but we will grab and open if we get through the Battle of Carn Dûm. Now, I've been thinking a little bit about how to approach this quest, and I would love suggestions and help from you all trying to figure out how to do it. But I think we're going to pull out our A team. I mean, okay, so real quick, facetiously, I was saying, like, it's only 30 quests, but there is another obstacle in our way, and that's Tharadur. And on 2B, we cannot win unless Tharadur is in play. Tharadur cannot die if there's not 15 quest points. And that is kind of the whole thing, is that Tharadur is going to be flipping. He's got this little Green Goblin, Norman Osborn situation going on where he's flipping back and forth. And he's going to be healing and dealing a lot. 1,000 chump blockers. I love it, Josh. Yeah. So a lot of chump blockers. Guarismo. Oops, wrong game. I hope I don't play Lord of the Rings, but I'll hang out for a bit. Hey, how's it going? Also, Guarismo, in 55 minutes, we've got your member requested game going live on YouTube. It was a fun game. It was Magneto versus Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Good one. Good one. Thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate you and your support. Excellent. So, okay, I'm thinking that with the 1,000 jump blockers, as well as there's a lot of damage being dealt out, I'm thinking that, hey, Sirius, how's it going? I'm thinking that we probably want to lean into Elrond. Elrond here is someone that we have played a lot with in the past. However, I've kind of put him aside. We've been playing with a couple of other heroes, but Elrond, I think we're going to pull him right back out just because he has two things going on for us, because he can heal, or he can increase the efficiency of healing, which is going to help with some of the damage that heroes are going to get, as well as he can pay for any allies. So that's going to accelerate our ally production. And we have Vilya, which is going to also accelerate our economy a little bit. So Elrond, I think, is going to be key here. And what I was doing right before we went live is trying to figure out if there was a shadow effect that would do overkill or damage our hero in any way. I don't think there actually was. I think it's a lot of, just healing, raising threat, and all of that. So if it destroys an ally, we have to discard allies. So there is like annoying things in that realm, but I think Elrond here is going to be a nice start to our A team. We want Vilya. We're going to go ahead and grab Vilya just because I see myself building a 50 card deck and then not having Vilya in it. And we're going to grab 2 copies of Vilya. And our last copy of Villia. I was then thinking, so we've got Villia and Elrond, which is already a really powerful combo. I was thinking, because we need a lot of flexible resources, I'm thinking we need allies. We need a lot of cheap allies. Istari, I would have never thought you would have picked some Villia. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Yes, Villia. Hey, Istari, how's it going? So we've got Villia in here. I'm thinking that there's a couple of routes that we can go. There's a couple of routes that we can go. We can go kind of monosphere and lean into more of the lore, and then flood the deck with lore allies and have that going on for us. We can go to like a Gandalf, where we can use Gandalf to pay for the top card of the deck, increasing the flexibility, and just kind of running into that. We could run really heavy into Spirit, because once we have Villia on Elrond, we do have another Spirit hero on the table, so that could help with some of our resource production. Great, you're playing Lord of the Rings. I just bought Return to Moria as a fantasy dwarf fan. I had to. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay. We do have Frodo. Frodo can tank an attack. Hydrate. It's time to hydrate. We do have Glorfindel. And I do think that we want some sort of spirit hero for two reasons. One, there's a lot of discarding in this scenario, and so Wheel of the West will help us pull some of those cards back. We have Dwarven Tomb, so if we discard a Wheel of the West, we have Dwarven Tomb, which can get Will of the West. We have Hasty Stroke to cancel all of the shadow effects that are ever going to happen in this game. We have Northern Tracker to clear some of the stuff in our locations in the staging area, because we do have a lot of nasty travel effects. So I think we really do want to lean into Spirit. The problem with leaning into Spirit and having, lore Spirit hero here with Elrond is, where's our damage going to come from? And I think that's where the question starts to lie, is where are we going to get our damage? And there's a lot of beefy minions in here, and so that makes me want to lean into tactics. But then, are we spreading ourselves too thin? This is what I've been thinking about for a couple days now, because this is going to be my first time I played this, because I think that is just kind of fun. So we have things like Bjorn. If we bring Bjorn, then we can use whatever the card is to revive Bjorn, and he can deal a lot of damage. But I think what I want to do is lean into the Gandalf Elrond. That combo right there is incredibly powerful. Being able to see what card you're playing with Elrond. You can have Stargazer to mess with the top cards, which can do two things. One, you can play it for free with Villia, but you can also pay for it with Gandalf's ability. So I think I want to lean into Gandalf, and I want to go with a spirit hero, because then we can kind of run the majority of everything in the deck is working with spirit. And I think that's going to help us with the resource ramp. And we're going to just have a lot of resources for getting allies out to chump block. And I think we'll have to figure damage out. I think that's the problem, is how are we going to deal a pretty significant amount of damage. Hey, Jester Jito, how's it going? How you doing? Okay, if we're running Gandalf, we also want to go run all of Gandalf's toys, which are the Wizard's Pipe, and the Gandalf staff. Now, there's actually also Flame, and I do want to check on that, because that actually could be an answer to our damage. Let me grab the rest of everything, though. I also thought about just running the Sylvans, because it's fun. I'm going to grab 3x, and if we don't use the 3x, then we'll pull them back. Glorfindel and Gandalf attack for a good amount, and Elrond can bring beefy attack allies. I like it. I like it. Okay. Need our Wizard's Pipe. Excellent. Also, I played 3 games of Earthborn Rangers yesterday. It's really fun. It's really good. It's a good time. Okay, then we've got Flame of Arnor. Action, add this to the victor display and discard the top card of your deck to ready and start a character. That character gets plus X until the end of the phase, where X is the discarded card's cost. Now, I think that is an interesting idea. Let's grab... because that's... Villia could even bring some tactics allies. That's a really good point. And since we have Gandalf's staff, we have a way to set up so we're not dead in the water with the tactics allies. I like that. The flip side is this quest doesn't give you any time to be cute. That's true. Yeah, there's going to be a lot coming at you real quick. And so let's find our third hero. I think Glorfindel, Josh, like what you were saying, I think Glorfindel is the right call here. He just has that 3 attack, low threat, and we're already sitting at, what is that, 13, 14, 27. So that's going to put us at 32, which is really high starting out. And so I think Glorfindel, I think we just run the dream team, and if there's any time to break out the all-stars, I think this is the time to do that. So we got Elrond, Gandalf, Glorfindel. I'm curious, I have not played the game, or I have not played this quest, so I don't quite know the ramp of what we're looking at. I'm curious if I think threat has to be, we have to deal with threat at some point. We can run Elrond's Council, because we do have a Noldor character. Actually, I guess we have 2. But Elrond's Council is going to be a nice, inexpensive way to help with threat as well as questing. So let's go ahead and grab Elrond's Council. And then, do we run Light of Valinor? I think we do. I think we run Light. That way we can get Glorfindel's questing. He doesn't exhaust, and then we don't have to raise our threat. And I think we're getting pretty close to our cap of non-allies that we want to add to the deck. So we got Light. I want to look at allies. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6. So we still have a lot of room to grow. There are a couple of things that I want to be thinking about, and that is canceling Darren's Ruins and Deep Knowledge for fast setup. I like it. Darren's Ruins is an excellent card. Allows us to draw 2 cards, discard a card. Grab a couple of that. Find us the right cards at the right time. I'm curious. I think we may be okay with our resource production. Like, do we need to run like a steward, or is, sitting in the low cost cards with pretty much 3 spirit allies on the table good enough? I don't know. And you said Deep Knowledge. I actually don't even know if I've played Deep Knowledge. Each player draws 2 cards for Doomed 2. Okay. I don't think I've actually played this card, so let's try it. I like it. I used it all the time. Love it. Nice. I'm so like anti-raising threat. Well, they are sleeved, so I must have used it at some point. Because usually I don't sleeve the cards until I'm like using them. So I think that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Unexpected Courage is another idea that, but let's look at our cards. Let's look at our allies. I think we want to go 3x Northern Tracker. I don't think we really want to ever pay for the Northern Tracker, but I think we want to cheat the Northern Tracker in with Villia. Because not only is that going to help us clear out the staging area, they're also a fairly good attacker with the 2 attacks. So getting that in there is nice. I'm definitely a riskier player, but I do think it's totally worth it. Nice. We've got... I'm looking for inexpensive allies at this point. Menace Tirith Lampright. During encounter card where Surge is revealed, discard it to name an enemy location or treachery. That seems so very specific. Let's grab 2 Stargazers. Don't really want to chump with our Stargazers, but it is a option. I guess we also have the ability Elrond can pay for tactics allies. We don't even have to Villia, but we can use Gandalf and Elrond's resource pools to pay for tactics allies as well. So, because he can pay for tactics cards. Let's go 2 copies of Arwen. Let's grab 2 copies of Beaufort. Curious if... Beaufort we can just sneak in there easily. After Westroad Traveler, switch the active location with any location in the staging area. Westroad Traveler is a inexpensive card. Nice, and it gets around some of the nasty travel effects in the deck. So I think Westroad Traveler could be a nice addition. Let's go ahead and grab 2 of her. Also, I tried to find Westroad Traveler for the longest time. For some reason, I thought it was a leadership card, and I just like... For some reason, yeah, I was just like, I cannot find this card. Westroad is great. Beautiful. Okay. Galadriel's Handmaiden. Galadriel's Handmaiden, I mean, we get to reduce our threat. 2 cost, 2 quester. I kind of almost want to look at our allies in terms of like questers slash chumpers versus damage dealers and etc. So let's make a couple of stacks. So questers, we want to keep them on the table, and then kind of hybrid, and then these are going to be our attackers, just so that we have a good distribution. I'm a little concerned that we're going to lean too heavy into one if we don't kind of spread this out. Galadriel's Weaver cannot attack or defend. Don't really want to do that. Sylvan Refugee. That could be an interesting call. Stand and Fight is also, I think, a good call here, as well as Dwarven Tomb. Just to kind of... It's flexible, right? Let's grab those. Those who have played the quest before, what do we think about resource generation? Do we think that we need something like a steward to sneak in, or is that... Are we getting too cute there? So we got Stand and Fight. What was it? Dwarven 2. Then we also want to make sure that we get a hasty stroke. It's probably worth it. Cool. Can do. Villiers Gandalf could play it. Yeah. And since we are going to see a lot of cards with Deep Knowledge and Darian's Runes, I think, you know, we'll be able to relatively, it'll be fairly consistent to play it on early turn. Okay. Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What are our win revealed effects? I think there are some nasty ones in here. Distribute damage among questing characters equal to Apprentice's highest cost. Discard a random card from their hand. Search your deck for another copy of the card. Discard those as well. That's so sad. Discards each ally he controls that has the same card as a title. Yeah, we're going to go with some cancelization. You like that word? Cancelization. With Test of Will. Okay. Let's look at our tactics allies. We're a little thin over here. Let's see if there's any big attackers. Landraville is kind of interesting here. Or, I mean, the Eagles are expensive, but if we're cheating them, then that could be kind of interesting. Interest play, search your discard pile for an Eagle ally and put it into play under your control. At the end of the round, if that ally is still in play, add it to your hand. We get... we got Descendant of Thronador. We've got Landraville, and we got... I'm not going to remember how to pronounce this, but... Guahir? I think the Gondorian Spearman is also in play. Looking at some of our new stuff. Longbeard Sentry. Discard 2 cards to give him +1. Nah. I'm kind of interested in the Eagles. After another Eagle character leaves play, I think Landraville with the 3 attack and Mr. G over here, after he enters play, we can find an Eagle ally and put it into play, which could be Descendant. And I think if we run Descendant where we can ping 2 damage to an enemy in the staging area, which can be, I believe, Thardir cannot have attachment, so he can be targeted by abilities. So I mean, that's another way to just get some damage. Let's lean into that and see if we can. We're gonna have to cheat them, and that's the, I think, gonna be the hardest problem, is we're getting into a lot of cards that we want to cheat in, and so I guess we can look at it as flexibility rather than requirements. But my go-to is often red and blue Outland allies, but Eagles could work too. Ooh, the Outland allies. And use them as chumpers, or just leave them out so that they can do work. We may run both of them, honestly. I don't see any reason not to run both of them, unless we're like running into cards. Try to keep them if possible. Yeah, Landraville. I also just haven't played Eagles in a while. Let's try both of them. Let's see if we can get both of them into play. If we can find deck space for 2. I put all my F cards in my D. I do like the quote, if possible. Try to keep them if possible. Okay, so those are our attacking allies. Let's count up our cards and see where we're at. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're at 54 cards. So, okay. So, okay. So we're at 54 cards. I want to keep Villia as a 3x, but we could probably cut down our Gandalf staff. Cut down one of those. Villia there. Cut down flame. Actually, we're going to take out 2 flames. And we're going to take out Wizard's Pipe. That puts us at 50. That puts us at 50. A very, very healthy amount of allies. Plus stand and fight. My only concern would be like Will of the West. I wonder if we want Will of the West. Cut out an Arwen. Get a Will of the West. Do we need more than one Will of the West? I don't actually know if we do. We have Dwarven Tombs. The problem would be is if we discard Will of the West and a Dwarven Tomb, then we're kind of out of luck. We'll try it with 1. I think, you know what, we're going to try it. And then I think going through the quest, seeing how it plays is going to help us with the rest of the deck build. Let me find our story. So many of these, like, leaflets. The Battle of Carn Dûm. It's happening. Difficulty level 8. The leaves have fallen and the winter's cold bite crept ever southward by the time the heroes' companies reached Rivendell. They were greeted by elven guards who recognized the heroes and welcomed them, escorting the company into the last homely house, offering them food and drink, which they accepted heartedly. When they asked to see Elrond, they were granted a swift audience and brought into Elrond's hall. Hey, thematic. The Elf Lord entered soon after, bidding the heroes sit and tell their tale. The company spoke at length with Elrond about their long journey, their discovery at Aemon Forn, the attack on the Fornost, and the imprisonment of Mount Graham, the information they found in the ruins of Raradur. When they mentioned the name, Mr. D showed Elrond the tome that they had found in the home of Irion's ancestors, and his eyes narrowed with recognition and his jaw clenched. That is a name I have not heard spoken in over 1,000 years, he said. The Dachinar you speak of was once a Dunedain of Ruidar, who has paved the way for the kingdom's collapse, deflecting the sides of Agmar and joining the Witch King as one of his trusted lieutenants. His brother, Mr. Ai, and his sons were among the few Dunedain who managed to escape, fleeing here to Emlantris to dwell for a time. Elrond knew of what he spoke by memory. He had lived through these events and had not read of them in a book. Not long after, the forces of Agmar laid siege to Rivendell. We were beset by our enemies for some time, but after many seasons, we broke the siege. Mr. I was among those who fought to defend Emelantris. I watched as he met the traitor's brother on the fields of battle. Dechinar was slain and the battle was won, but Mr. I was disturbed by his brother's last words and came to me seeking counsel. I remember those words to this day. I will outlive all of you and haunt your descendants long after you are dead. My master has seen to that. I fear that the land of the Nazgul has taught me some manner of foul sorcery to his lieutenant, that which knits dead flesh and traps spirits long deceased within this realm. Armithril, his eyes went wide with fear and realization, and he rose to his feet. Do you mean to tell us that the Dechinar who commands the dead we have encountered the same is the one who died so long ago? Just so, Elrond replied, and bid the younger ranger to sit once more. Only I believe he was never truly defeated. His body was broken, but his spirit remained. I will haunt your descendants long after you are dead. You say that Mr. I was captured alive at Fornost, and I do not believe this to be coincidence. He paused for a long moment, considering what he had heard. Mr. I of Dechinar's blood. I believe that he means to possess Mr. I, to use his new body. Then his return to the world will be complete. With the Witch King in Minas Morgul, Dechinar would rule over the dark lands of Agmar, and you've already seen orcs at his command and goblins at Mount Graham in his allegiance. The safety of the North would be shattered. It seemed difficult to believe, but the wisdom of Elrond did not lie, and the heroes did not doubt for a moment that the truth beyond his words. Finally, everyone they had experienced made sense. Mr. I has been captive for weeks, one of the heroes said mournfully, hoping all was not lost. Are we too late to stop him from coming to his fruition? Armithril checked the pendant of the hawk in flight which hung from his neck and spoke passionately. We must head north immediately. Elrond spoke calmly despite the dire situation, raising his palm to the ranger. Your bravery is admirable, young ranger, but have patience. A powerful ritual such as this is not something easily cobbled together. It is of no coincidence that Tharadur and his forces attacked when they did. In several weeks, midwinter will be upon us. It is the coldest and darkest day of the year's cycle, the last day before life begins to spring anew. On midwinter's night, Dechinar will find his passage into Mr. I's body easiest. If I am correct, he is biding his time, waiting for the right moment. That means we have time to gather our strength, and for you to rest. You must be weary from your long journey. The elf lord called several elves into the hall and tasked him with traveling south and west to find as many rangers as they could and summon them to Emelajars. I do not have a host of elves to send into battle that I can spare. I will accompany to the north to the fortress of Carn Dûm. The heroes looked at one another and nodded, confirming their intentions and rising to their feet. One of them gave Elrond a short bow and addressed him politely. He must be stopped. We will venture north as well and see his mission to the end. Armithril turned to the heroes, his expression full of stern determinations. My friend, time and time again, you have put your life on the line for my kin. Please allow me to join you wherever your travels lead you. My sword shall be yours, and give me leave to assist. You have earned your place among us, one of the heroes says, clasping his forearm. We're grateful to have you fighting by our side. Whew. This is longer some of the chapters that I've been reading. For over a fortnight, the company rested well in Rivendell, recovering from their wounds and exhaustion. Each day was more rangers responded to Elrond's call, arriving there with bow and sword, eager to seek vengeance for their brethren who fell in Fornost. They waited as long as they could prepare for the assault, and as soon as they were out of time, they could tarry no longer. If they wished to reach Carn Dûm before the winter solstice, with a small but determined band of elves and rangers at their side, their only hope was to find their way into the fortress so they could stop the ritual. Alrighty, excellent. Let's try it. Let's get into it. We are starting at a threat of 20 or 32, which That may be a little high. We don't have Galadriel greeting or anything. I'm wondering if we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And by elves and rangers, they mean eagles and outlanders. Yes, but not any outlanders right now. We didn't have space for them. We're gonna try the eagles. We may swap over to the outlanders. They're a lot less expensive as well, which is nice. Whew. Alrighty, so we are looking for Villia. I think Villia is a nice target to go for. I don't know if there's anything else that we would take over that. It's just a really excellent kickstart. One, we get to play, but two, also we get that spirit resource. Let's go ahead and read what is going to happen here. So, the clutches of Carn Dûm. Your company has made its way swiftly north, and finally the fortress of Carn Dûm looms before you. Unsure if you have arrived in time, you can only hope beyond hope that Mr. I is alive. Set up. Add Tharadur to the staging area, captain side face up. I'll put him over here. So captain side face up. He is indestructible. He cannot have attachments. Each other enemy gets plus 10 engagement cost. And then after Tharadur is flipped or a treachery card with a sorcery trait is revealed, deal 1 shadow card to each enemy in play. And each enemy in play, we're going to have a lot of shadow cards. Okay? When he flips into the Undead Wraith Champion, he is still indestructible. He cannot have attachments. Each other enemy gets minus 10 engagement cost. So instead of plus 10, it's minus 10. And after Tharadur is flipped or a treachery card with the sorcery is revealed, he heals 3 damage and makes an immediate attack against the first player. So he's going to start here, champion side face up in our staging area. Add 1 copy of Carn Dûm Garrison per player to the staging area. This is a 40 threat, 1435. He gets plus 1 threat for each shadow card currently dealt to it. And he actually engages us on 50 because we're on captain side here. And search the copy for 1 copy of Accursed Battlefield and make it the active location. So the Accursed Battlefield here is a 2/3. While it's the active location, each quest card in play gains the battle keyword. So we got battle, meaning that we're going to be questing with our fight rather than our willpower. Tharadur has mustered the defense of Carn Dûm. There's no turning back now. For Mr. I, the Rangers begin to shout, unsheathing their swords. Tharadur can now leave the staging area and cannot take damage. At the end of the round, if Tharadur is champion side face up, flip him. Do not discard unresolved shadow cards at the end of the combat phase. There are 3 shadow cards dealt to Tharadur, flip him. We're going to put Gandalf closest to the deck because he plays the top card of the deck. I got some space up here. Make it look pretty. It's about to look awful. And here we are. Okay, so we get 6 cards. We do play with the top card of the deck face up starting. So we will know that we will draw into a Darian's Runes. We got Stand and Fight, Northern Tracker, Beaufort, Avilia, Northern Tracker, and a Ruins here. Honestly, this is good. This is good. We're going to keep these. We have a Darian's Ruins there where he can fish for what we need. The only thing that I would really like is a pipe so we can swap in some Northern Trackers. But honestly, we're good. We're good. Let's go ahead and pass out money. We're going to draw a card. Hey, look at that. And we got Elrond's Council coming up. That's beautiful. Let's go ahead and spend a Glorfindel resource and a Elrond a Gandalf resource to play Villia. So we can exhaust Villia and Elrond to reveal the top card of your deck. You can immediately play or put into play the reveal card for no cost. Otherwise, put it at the bottom of your deck. Now, I probably should have run at least 1 unexpected courage in here, but let's play Darian's Ruins. Draw 2 cards, discard 1 card from your hand. Wizard's Pipe is next. That is excellent. Excellent, excellent. We're going to discard a card from our hand. We're gonna toss Stand and Fight. We're gonna play Darren's Ruins. We're gonna draw Wizard's Pipe. Beautiful. And we've got Descendant of Thardur on the top. We're gonna toss a card. Dwarven Tomb, potentially. Or our Eagle Buddy. Toss Dwarven Tomb. We'll spend 1 from Elrond's pool to play Wizard's Pipe. So we can exhaust Wizard's Pipe to exchange a card in your hand with the top card of our deck. We will go ahead and use Wizard's Pipe to swap Descendant with... No, we'll keep Descendant out there, actually. I was going to say we can swap it with Northern Tracker and get Northern Tracker into play, but it's going to be easier to play Northern Tracker from our hand rather than from the top of the deck, whereas the Eagles really do need to be played from the top of the deck. Let's go ahead and use Elrond and Villia to pull in a Descendant. When Descendant enters play, we deal 2 damage to any one enemy in the staging area. That's going to be the Carn Dûm Captain. Top card is a Bofur. We have no resources. Elrond's Council doesn't really help because everything has battle right now. We're showing 5. I really want to clear that. That's annoying. But we do have battle, meaning that we can quest for 3, 6, 10. We don't have any blockers at that point. We're sitting at... We probably won't get anything that engages us, and if we do, we can soak a hit. Unless it's awful. In which case, we're in a lot of trouble. But showing 5, I really want to clear it. I really want to clear it because I think that I want to get the battle keyword out of there. Well, actually, I don't know if I care about the battle keyword right now. I do want to push through. I'm going to have to clear this eventually. If there's any time to take a hit, I think it's right now. So let's go ahead and quest. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and we'll increase our threat by 1 because Glorfindel exhausted for the quest. So we're questing for 3, 6, 8. Why did I think it was 10? I don't know why I thought it was 10. It's 8. We're showing 5. When revealed, each player must discard a random card from your hand. Each player then searches their deck for each other copy of the card he discarded and discard those as well. Shuffle them into... Shuffle the search decks. Alrighty. So we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, we lost both of our Gwahirs, but we can use the Stand and Fight to grab them back. Nice that we got to shuffle, actually, because all the stewards were at the very bottom of the deck. But we did actually quest successfully and get rid of that, so that's nice. All in all, that was not too bad. Considering what could have happened. Top card is now a Landraville. I don't see any reason to swap Landraville with the top card of our deck or anything, so let's go ahead and stand up. Increase our threat. Oh wait, and that was a sorcery, so things happen. Deal 1 shadow card to each enemy in play. Yes, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. So it gets +1 for each... Oh, shoot. So actually, we didn't clear it. It only has 2. Because this gets +1 threat for each sorcery on it. Or for each shadow card. That's annoying. Cool. We'll grab Landraville. We went up in threat. Oh, wait. The top card is a Test of Will. We will go ahead and Wizard's Pipe to swap a Test of Will with... Oh, wait. We need money. Sorry. With Landraville. We will Villia Elrond, get Landraville into play. So after a hero is destroyed, return Landraville to its owner's hand and put that hero back into play with 1 damage token on it, limit once per game. Does Tharadir flip at the end of the round? Yes. Yes. No. No. If he's champion side, we flip him. But we only flip him from captain side. We only flip him from captain side if there are 3 shadow cards dealt to him. So we still need 2 more. There's a lot of moving pieces in this scenario. Top card is Steward of Gondor. There it is. There it is. I think we're just going to hang on to all of our stuff and we're going to quest. At this point, we may not quest with Glorfindel just to save ourselves the threat. So let's quest for 3, 6, 8. We are showing 5. No, we're showing 6. We're going to go ahead and quest with Glorfindel. So we're questing for 11. Increase our threat. I think I may want a Galadrim's Greeting in here. I'm already at 35 threat. Card is when revealed, flip Tharadur. Then if he is captain, it gains surge. So we're going to flip. He is... oh shoot, that thing's going to engage us. Oh. We do have a test of will. We could cancel that. We heal him 3 damage and he makes an immediate attack. Oh, he's going to immediately attack us. Yeah, we're going to cancel that. I didn't realize he immediately attacked us when he came in. So we're going to spend 1 resource to test a will and cancel that. Because whenever he flips, he makes an attack. And we don't actually have anything that will prevent that. So, yeah. Okay, so we quested for 11. We're showing 5, 6. So 5, 4 goes here. And that's clear. And we've lost the battle keyword. Hence my 1,000 chump blockers comments. Yeah, right? I'm not 100% sure if I have enough of the chump blockers. Let's go ahead and stand up. Well, we're starting to build up a board state. We have all of our attackers, none of our questers, really. We'll increase our threats. Draw Steward of Gondor. Top card is going to be Elrond's Council. We'll pass out money. Okay. We will Wizard's Pipe to swap Elrond's Council with Steward of Gondor. Trying to figure out if I want to use Gandalf's money to pay for Steward of Gondor and potentially Vilya something better. This is a good start. Thank you. Or we could Vilya Steward of Gondor and then we have Gandalf to pay for something. I think the cost is fairly low, so I think the Vilya play for Steward of Gondor is a little bit better here. So let's go ahead and exhaust Elrond and Vilya. We'll play Steward of Gondor on Elrond for 2. Next card is a Gandalf Staff. Beautiful. Okay. We will spend 2 to play Gandalf Staff onto Gandalf. Top card is a Light of Valinor. We are feeling pretty good at that point. Once we get Light. Gandalf Staff, we can exhaust to choose a player to draw a card, add a resource, or deal a damage to a non-unique enemy. We're going to go ahead and do this to draw Light of Valinor. We'll spend a resource from Glorfindel's pool to play Light of Valinor on Glorfindel. We got Deep Knowledge coming up. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go ahead and spend 2, 3, 4 resources to play a Northern Tracker. We do have a Bofur play with Elrond if we want it. I think at this point we'll just go ahead and play 2 copies of Elrond's Council, reduce our threat by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will give Glorfindel +2. So let's go ahead and start counting up our quest. So we don't have to exhaust the quest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, Gandalf's staff can just start pinging the Carn Dûm up here. So that's nice. 1, 2, 3. Questing for 8. We're showing 6. Not 100% sure. Gandalf is once per phase, so if there's Elrond's council, yeah. I realized that not my first game that I played Gandalf. It's a pretty sweet deal. So right now I could technically play Deep Knowledge if I wanted to. So we're questing for 8. I'm kind of okay with that. Technically now I could engage here. I could block with... He's attacking for 4. He has the shadow card. Oh, I have Glorfindel still active. So I might as well quest for... with someone else. I'm trying to figure out if I want to kill that guy. Cool, yeah, he's basically letting you draw an extra card every phase if you can play. Yeah. I'm wondering, should I go the Deep Knowledge here? I think I do. I don't think there's any reason not to. So we'll increase our threat by 2 to play this to draw 2 cards. West Road Traveler and a Northern Tracker stand and fights on the top of our deck. Alrighty. So we're at 32 threat. We're questing for 8. The other thing is we could take that guy out with one more play of Descendant and a staff poke. Let's go ahead and quest for Northern Tracker to take this up to 9. We're gonna show a Orc Doomed 1 Surge. Anytime progress is placed on the current quest, reduce the amount of progress placed by 1. This is going to surge into a Mountains of Agmar. While it is the active location, each shadow card with no shadow effect gains shadow, raise defending player's threat by 2. Gross. Okay, so we're showing 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. We could sneak a Boffer in here. To save us a threat. I don't think we're going to do that. We're going to increase our threat by 1, going up to 34. We have mountains, but we also have Northern Trackers. Mountains, we're going to leave that in the staging area. This guy is going to engage us. He has a attack of 2. I probably should have quested with like Landraville rather than Northern Tracker. Let's go ahead and defend with Descendant. 2 +1 for each shadow card currently dealt to it. Now, I guess question, does that count this because it's not dealt to it? So it would be a total of 3. Or is it like, is this shadow card still considered dealt to him? The question is, the shadow effect says he gets +1 attack for each shadow card currently dealt to him. Is the shadow card still considered dealt to him? Yeah, so, okay. So that's going to take out Descendant, which is fine because now it can be stand and fought. Landraville and Glorfindel will take it out here. Shadow cards aren't discarded until the end of the... Oh, okay, cool. That's good to know. Sweet, thank you. In and around, we're going to increase our threat. We're going to stand everybody up. We also have Landraville, so we could take some undefended attacks and then soak, then, you know, grab them back. I'm going to grab a stand and fight. Top card is a Wizard's Pipe. We don't need that. Money. Okay. Let's use a Wizard's Pipe to swap Wizard's Pipe with Northern Tracker. Villia and Elrond will play Northern Tracker. We'll use 2, 3, 4 resources to play. Oh wait, let's see what the top card is. Darren's Ruins. Okay. Before I spend those resources, let's see what Darren's Ruin gives us. We will use Gandalf's ability to play Darren's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. Stargazer, Test of Will, and discard a card. Ooh, there's another Villia. We'll discard a Wizard's Pipe. Lord of the Rings! Hey, Beast Snow, how's it going? Now we will spend the 2, 3, 4 to play Stand and Fight to go grab Mischief Eagle after he enters play. Oh, or leaves play. Oh, shoot. We're not going to play Stand and Fight on him. Because after he leaves play, we'll deal 2 damage here. Aha, read the cards. That's fun. That's always fun to do. Let's pass out money. Now we have to Stand and Fight, and we have an on-call Eagle. We'll use a Gandalf Staff. Oh, this is... Why did I think that was a... Deal 1 damage. Just discard a shadow card from a non-unique enemy. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. So a couple of things that what I'm looking at right now is I could pull in Descendant to kill here. I could play Northern Tracker, but playing a Northern Tracker now versus next turn does not actually have any impact on the mountains, right? So if we place 3, then 3, cool. But if we place 2, then 3, it's the same because it has a threshold of 5. So we could save those resources. We could play Stargazer, see the top 5 cards, and then we also then have a Stand and Fight that we can kill here. I think I do want to ping the damage. I don't think I ever really want to deal with this guy as an encounter. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start out by spending 1 and 1 to play the Stargazer. We'll go ahead and exhaust Stargazer to look at the top 5 cards of our deck and put them back in any order. Okay. Okay. So, what I'm thinking here is we don't need Villia. We have a Stand and Fight, so we can bury Stand and Fight. We could play Descendant with a Elrond Gandalf if it's on the top, and then take out here, and we have a Descendant, and we save our Stand and Fight that's currently in our hand. We don't want to play Stargazer. We could play Dwarven Tomb, put that on the top, have Gandalf pull Dwarven Tomb, which then could come over here and grab probably an Elrond's Council, or potentially a Test of Will. We don't have oh, we do have a Test of Will. So that's another thing that we want to be thinking about, is that I do want to save a resource for Test of Will. So in that sense, I think it's going to be Descendants on top. We'll go ahead and spend the 4 resources here to play Descendants, which will knock this guy out. And we will use Gandalf's staff to give a resource back to Elrond, which can then pay for the Test of Will if we need it. That means next turn, we can play our third Northern Tracker, which will be able to clear this. We can also stand and fight if we need to. We've got a lot of options. I did use Gandalf this phase, didn't I? Okay, then we will swap it with Dwarven Tomb. I need a way to remember that. Yeah. I'll put a exhaust on the top of the deck if I've used it, because that's going to be confusing. So I need a resource back here. Okay. Cool. Then during the quest phase, I will spend the 1 to grab Dwarven Tomb. Then we have Descendant on the top, which we're actually going to stack. I'm going to stack like this, actually. So we don't draw into Descendant and we keep it on the top of the deck. We need this guy back. He has 4. It plays Dwarven Tomb. Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you. We'll grab Elrond's Council. We're at 35. Yeah, I'm glad grabbing Elrond's Council. Okay, cool. Okay, so that means that we will drop Northern Tracker and potentially Descendant next turn. I really want to drop Northern Tracker next. Actually, I don't really know if I care about dropping Northern Tracker next turn. It'd be nice, but I don't think it's necessary. I think the bigger thing would be to drop the Descendant so that we can clear this guy, especially if he gets another shadow card. Okay. So let's go ahead and Elrond's Council will give Glorfindel +1. We'll reduce our threat by 3 down to 32. So Glorfindel's questing for 4. I'm going to quest for 2 here with Northern Trackers. And place 2 progress on this location. Gandalf will quest for 3. 1, 2, 3. We're showing 9. We're questing for 9. We do have a Beaufort that we can pop in if we want to, but I don't want to leave everyone exhausted. So we'll quest for 9, showing 9. Flip into another Doomed One Surge. And we got Carn Dûm Garrison. So same guy over here. So we've got, I think that's actually perfect, right? We're sitting at 2, 5, 9, 11. We're shooting for 9. Let's go ahead and use this to commit Beaufort. And he gets to stay in, which is great, actually. Alrighty. We'll engage here. We may take this undefended. And just pop the damage on, like... The problem about Landraville is we lose our attachments, which I didn't really think about. We're going to take it undefended because then Landraville and Glorfindel can swing back. It's going to be 2-0. This is only while it's the active location. Yeah, so we got 2 damage on Glorfindel. And then we will swing back to take this guy out. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and stand up. We'll draw, stand, and fight. Descendant is on the top of our deck. Increase our threat to 34. We'll pass out some money. We're starting to get a little rich with Elrond here, which is nice. Elrond can pay for any card in the deck. So that's nice. I really want to clear this. I think that we probably should drop the Northern Tracker. We can clear that. And that really starts to deal with a lot. We do have a stand. We have 2 stand-in fights. We could play Descendant. We could sneak Descendant in with Villia and Elrond. That's actually probably the best way to do that. We will, I guess, Stargazer first just to see. Gandalf's Staff, Elrond's Council. Beautiful. Okay, so that's what we'll do is we'll cheat Descendant. We got Elrond's Council, which we can pop with Gandalf in the quest phase. And then we'll bury some stuff. Perfect. We got Villia and Elrond to play Descendant. I think we're just going to take this guy out. Okay. We'll spend 1 and 3 here to play another copy of Northern Tracker. My army is coming together. So that will clear the mountains. Then we'll be showing 5. We can start making a fairly decent push. We have money for a Test of Will. We can play Elrond's Council. We have Wizard's Pipe, which we can... I don't know if I care about right now. Gandalf's Staff. Might as well hang on to that. We're not actually using it. We could... Yeah, we're not actually using it for anything. We could get Stargazer into our hand. I don't care about Stargazer, though. And I think our stand-in fights are going to just sit here and target Descendants. Because once we flip Tharadur, I think that's going to be one of the biggest... we have a lot of attack power on the table, actually. I think we may have gone a little overkill on the attack. I mean, like, we have 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16... 19 attack. Now we have to do other stuff, but pretty... Staff is good for taking safe undefended attacks. That's a really good point, because you can discard a card. Very, very good call. Yeah. Okay. Quest phase. We'll go ahead and play Elrond's Council. 1, 2, 3. We'll give Glorfindel +1. He's going to start questing for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got our 3 Northern Trackers, which are going to add 3 and clear this. The Northern Tracker engine is very satisfying. That's up to 7. We're showing 5. I'm wondering if we kill this guy. Like, do we quest for 7 here, showing 5. We go up by 2 here, but then we block with Gandalf and we swing back and kill this guy. So we got 3, 6, 8, which is enough to kill. I think I would rather get him out of the table, or out of the staging area. Let's go ahead and quest for 2 more with Bolfer. We've got a Mountains of Agmar. I'm honestly fine with that. So that's showing 3, 4, 8. We quest for 9. Hey, we get data progress. Go team. Okay. We're not going to travel. We got our Northern Engine up and running. We will deal out the Shadow card. Let's go ahead and just cancel that. Attacking enemy gets +1 if it destroys an ally. That's fine. So then we will defend with Gandalf. Gandalf will take a damage. And then we will swing 3, 6, 8 to kill. Okay. Increase our threat. Stand up. We do have one Will of the West in there, right? We're getting very lucky with the sorcery effect. Yeah, we are. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You get to draw this. Pass out money. Which means that we're about to get just absolutely bombarded with them. Okay. And we're here. We're here. Let's go Stargazer to look at Light of Eleanor, Steward. Oh my goodness, look at that. What an awful what an awful draw. We have a lot of uniques here, which honestly would not be too bad to have in our hand just in case we do have to pop a hero out. And then we can play him back, but I guess we'll put Deep Knowledge on the top. And we can swap yeah, we'll use Wizard's Pipe to swap Stargazer for Deep Knowledge. We'll use 1 and 1 to play Stargazer. That's going to be our play for the day, or play for the round. We'll Stargazer to see what that last card is. It's a Bofur. I guess we'll take it. That's why Master of the Forge is nice for a shuffle. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that. Oh, I should have Deep Knowledge first before I did that. That was not super smart of me. That's fine. We'll hang on to Deep Knowledge for next turn. I don't think we need that now. We're not going to Villia. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and quest for 3, 6. Place 3 here. We'll go 3 for Elrond. He's also great for fishing out the extra uniques. Elrond never leaves home without him. Yeah. We got Gandalf here for... No, we got Bofur for 2. That's 11. We're showing 7. I'm good with that. We got an Orc. When revealed, either discard 1 ally from play or reveal an additional encounter card. I'm going to discard an ally from play. I'm going to discard a Stargazer. Okay, so he quested for 11. We're showing 9, so 2 gets placed. We are at 32, so technically he does not engage us if we don't want him to. But I think we want him to. We can just take him out. Yeah, we'll optionally engage here. We will Gandalf Staff the Shadow card. The attacking enemy is Thardir. Heal 3 damage from him. Don't know. And then we're taking a 2, which we will defend with... I guess Gandalf, and then we'll swing back with 2, 3, 3 to take out the Orc. We are getting really good with, are really lucky with the shadow cards. Okay, so there we are. We'll increase our threat. We'll stand up. We got Bofer. Gandalf Staff's at the top. We've got money. We've got money. I kind of want to flip him. Okay, I think we flip actually when we progress. Raise each player threat by X, where X is the number of shadow cards in play. If the Ardir is captain, flip him. Yeah, so we would flip him there. And then at the end of the round, if he is captain, flip him. Yeah, usually he's flipping a lot. Well, I'm not complaining. We got a Stargazer here to take a look at Staff, Villia, Gondor, Valinor, and a West Road Traveler. Yeah, I need that shuffle. We'll spend 1 and 1 to play West Road Traveler. No effect. I think we will go ahead and Deep Knowledge, raise our threat by 2 to draw 2 cards, just to start clearing that. We have Descendants. We could also get... No, we're going to stand and fight Gua here. So after they enter play, switch your discard pile for an Eagle ally and put it into play. So that's going to be able to grab Descendant there. I want to wait until we actually have him on his champion side so we can deal some damage to him. But also what that means is that if we're not seeing any of the sorcery effects right now, then once we do start damaging him, he's going to probably be healing a good bit, which is a little scary. We could swap a card with the top of the deck. Does that matter? We could put West Road Traveler. We could put West Road Traveler out there, and then we could sneak it in with Villia if we... No, because I'm going to exhaust. I'm going to exhaust to Quest. Well, let's just go for it. We've got 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go 2 here, which will clear this. So that's putting us at 5, and we're showing 4. We're gonna bring Bofer into the mix for 2. The glares right here for me. I'm like, that is Bofer, right? Like, I think I want Northern Tracker to be a defender. Landraville is a nice attacker. Let's just go ahead and add 3. 1, 2, 3. That puts us at 10. We're showing 4. I'm good with that. Flip into the Blight of Carn Dûm. After an enemy attacks, heal 1 damage from it. Travel each enemy in play. Deal each enemy in play a shadow card. AKA Northern Tracker is going to go track the Blight. We're showing 7. We quested for 10, so we placed 3. We're up to 10. So we probably push this next turn. We're not going to travel. We'll end the round. No, we're not. We're going to go Gandalf Staff to, I think, draw a card. Just to get closer to what we need to do. We could Wizards. No, we exhausted all round. Never mind. Just kidding. Okay. So let's stand up. I'm a little scared about all of these sorcery cards now. Okay. Increase our threat. Let's draw Gandalf Staff. Pass out some money. Top card is a Arwen. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go Stargazer here. Test of Will, Dwarven Tomb, Descendant. Okay, so thoughts around this. I think that maybe what we want to do is have it so that Descendant can push. If we push here, then he's going to flip. At that point, we can then use Vilya and Elrond to pull Descendant in. We could also stand and fight to pull another Descendant. We can do a lot of damage pretty quickly. Is it that he can't? Okay, no, we can damage him. He just can't die. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so it's like almost impossible to... Okay, no, it's actually 1B that states that he cannot take damage. Once we are on 2B, he can flip back into the captain side, but we can damage him while he's in captain side. It's just 1B, we cannot. Each player raises threat by X, where X is the number of shadow cards in play. If Tharadur is captain side, flip them. I think we're gonna look at doing that. I think we're gonna look at questing through this. We can set it so that Descendant can then be played to hit him while he is... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. But he is going to be taking an immediate attack, which we can throw Descendant in front of, which will deal 2 damage. We have Descendant here. We can probably put a good bit of damage on him this turn. So we want this to be the second card. Probably maybe Dwarven Tomb as the top. We have a Test of Will. I think we do. Yeah, we have a Test of Will. We can bury Landraville. Let's grab Arwen. Yeah. We'll go Arwen at the top, Descendant next. So we can use our ability to play Arwen. We get the Quester. And then we can sneak Descendant in after he's flipped with Elrond. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's put all of our unique cards at the back of our hand. We don't need these. These are all the cards we cannot play anymore. Now I need a Protector of Lorien. Just start tossing cards. Okay. Okay, so in this phase, we will... I guess there's no reason to spend Gandalf's resources, right? Spend 2 here to play Arwen. Descendants on top. Okay. We also have stand and fights. We have a lot of ways to get more allies, which I love. We can also sacrifice Beaufort at some point because we have another Beaufort in our hand. And so since he's unique, we can probably figure that out. Let's quest. Let's go 1, 2, 3, which will clear this. 3, so that's 6. We're showing 4. We do want this to be successful. So let's go Beaufort for 2. 1, 2. Arwen for 2. Westward Traveler? No, Descendants taking the initial hit. Westward Traveler will take the second hit, I think. Or actually, the Descendant will take the second hit. We'll have a second Descendant, so we'll be good. We're questing for 10. We're showing 4. We should be fine with that. Let's go ahead and flip into... he gets +1 for each shadow card dealt to it. Okay. So 5, which is perfect. That was actually way closer than I wanted it to be. I don't know why I thought that was going to be okay. I thought for some reason I needed like 1 quest. I needed 5. I just got really lucky there. That was fast and loose play right there. Okay, so we're going to progress. 2A. A swirling dark cloud starts to gather above you and a cold wind tenses in your muscles. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, we switched to Star Wars. You hear Armithril's mutter. It seems Daishinar's ritual has become. Sensing you have little time to spare, your company rushes to the gates of Carn Dûm. When revealed, raise these players' threat by X, where X is the number of shadow cards in play. It's going to be 1. Boom. If Tharadur is captain, flip him. Tharadur cannot leave the staging area and is considered to be engaged with each player, and attacks each player's in turn during the combat phase. Discard at the end of the round if Tharadur is captain, flip him. While it has 15 or more progress, Tharadur loses indestructible and you cannot defeat the stage while he's in play. So now he's going to flip. Every other enemy gets -10 engagement cost, so the Guardian is going to... That should be fine. We have multiple stand-in fights. After Thardur is flipped or a treachery card with sorcery trait is revealed, he heals 3 damage, makes an immediate attack against the first player. So we are going to block here with Descendant. So he's going to attack for 6. No shadow effect, no shadow effect. That's enough for this guy to pop out of play and deal 2 damage to Thardur. We will use Vilya and Elrond to play Descendant and deal 2 damage to Thardur. This guy will engage us. Thardur is also going to attack, so we will deal out shadow cards. I wasn't supposed to be dealing Thardur shadow cards, only when he's engaged. Yeah. I'm starting to question all the rules now. Okay. Let's use a 2 or 3, 4 to play stand and fight. We're going to pull out. We're going to need that one too. Mr. G. After he enters play, search your discard pile for an eagle ally and put it into play under your control. At the end of the round, if that ally is still in play, add it to your hand. So we're going to pull out another Descendant. Then Descendant is going to deal 2 damage to Thardur. Usually sorcerers are adding shadows to him, but not in this game apparently. I took them all out. I thought it would just be a little bit easier if I did that. I hope that's cool. Okay, we've got an attack of 6 from Thardur. We're going to block with this Descendant, the one that came in here. If your threat is 40 or higher, makes an additional attack. We are solid sitting at 37. This guy pops out. We will throw 2 damage here. Cool with me. I want that new pack. I like it. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, like, if we... I mean, we're going to block with Descendant here, so it's going to be 4. No shadow effect. Pop out. This is going to be 2 damage here. Do you only go up to the threshold of the enemy? Or is it like quest, where if you can't push through, you continue to add progress to the quest? Or do you just leave him at 9 and not 10? Or like, can I throw extra damage on him to combat the healing? I assume you can only go up to 9, but I've never actually run into this situation. If it is just 9, we're here. This guy's got 8, so we got 3, 6, 9 to clear here. Keep putting extra damage. Alrighty. Well, in that case, nothing changes. But next time it may. I kind of want Gwahir to die. Is that horrible for me to say? We will go Gandalf's Staff to draw a Dwarven Tomb. And we will stand up. At the end of the round, after Thardur is flipped, deal 1 shadow card to each enemy in play. And he's got 10. Okay. Kind of want the battle keyword now. Draw into a test of will. Increase our threat to 38. We're showing 4. If we quest out, we win, assuming that there's not any nasty treachery stuff going on. Let's use Stargazer to take a look at the top 5. Ooh, another Villia. Hey, a hasty stroke. A Will of the West and a hasty stroke. Let's go ahead and take Will of the West on the top, put hasty stroke second. We'll Wizard's Pipe to swap a Dwarven Tomb with Will of the West. We will go ahead and use one here to play Dwarven Tomb. We will wait to play Dwarven Tomb until the quest phase to get us +1 willpower. We will use... Oh, I never pass out money. That seems to be important, right? He heals 3 damage. So if a sorcery card is revealed, he will heal 3 damage, and we can stand and fight a Descendant to put 2 damage back on him, which would be enough to clear him. So I think what we're doing is we're just pushing as hard as we can on this main and deal with the consequences later. We'll go 1/1 to play a West Road Traveler. I do think that I want to keep stand and fight to play out a turn. I don't think I need the questing as much. We have 2 Test of Wills. We got money to pay for them. We got a Will of the West, which we will play after this. Okay. Let's count up our quest points. Well, actually, first, during the quest phase, we're going to Dwarven Tomb a Elrond's Council. Reduce our threat by 3. 1, 2, 3. +1. So we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to quest for 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Should be 12 already. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We're at 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24. Flip into Agmar Arc. After he attacks or destroys an ally, discard the top card of the defending player's deck. Discarded card is an ally. He makes an additional. So we're showing 7. We win. I feel like I had a really easy time with that quest. We flipped like 0 treachery cards. I think I GG. Yeah, like it feels like that should not have been like that, but I feel like all the sorcery cards were just buried somehow. There are a lot of enemies. We just got hit with all the enemies. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a stack of them right there. There's actually not that many. There's not as many sorcery cards as I thought there were. I think we got a lot of them as boost cards as well. I think it was 1 sorcery. I think it was like the first turn was a sorcery. And then the rest of the time we just missed them. I mean, like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And honestly, that sorcery, I think, helped us. Because we got the Sky Darkens, which put G-Eagle into our discard pile. And then we were able to pull him back with a stroke, or with a stand and fight, which also pulled Descendant, who we had used twice at that point. Well, I was set up. I had enough coffee to go. I was expecting more than 1 game. I was really, but now we get to open some new packs, and apparently we're really excited about that. So I'm excited to do that. I don't remember what pack it is because honestly I didn't even think that far ahead, but they are in order behind me. Time to open your favorite hero and favorite deck building card. Yo, Josh, that's super exciting. Let's do that. Also, I am so sorry. 51 minutes ago, R3G, I missed your follow. I don't know if I was just so engrossed in the game, or I don't know. For some reason on Lord of the Rings, my alerts are not as loud. I need to look into that. But I appreciate it. I'm going to go to be right back, clean up, and we're going to move on to some new cards. Awesome. See you soon.